Yeah, for 16 years. Considering YouTube started in 2005, a lot of people have been here from the beginning. I've been watching, but then I created an account and uploaded some videos back then. So funny. And the story of YouTube is incredible how much it grew. People watching and some people posting. And the first ever video was at the zoo. The creator posted. But anyway, welcome. Apparently the screen was blank. Someone told me on the other live. So we'll try and restart it. Thomas was here, Freedom One, and friends from Iraq, Mohammed. So I'll wait for you guys to come in, and I'll find the koala stories, because you know what it's like when we have big storms, fires and winds. The Australian habitat is already suffering because of logging and private logging and people not doing the right thing. Victoria has a bit of a problem with koala habitation. Queensland and New South Wales is worse because they were facing extinction. So, but yeah, there's some heartwarming stories and some funny stories that I want to share with you guys, just to, you know, sometimes when we see good stories can change our day. And some koalas that have been rescued, some koalas turn up in Christmas trees, in cars, on the road, you know, they're really cute. So I hope you can see me, and I hope YouTube behaves today. Krishna, hello, good to see you. Yeah, I have a lot of wool and I need a lot. In Melbourne, Australia, we get a lot of rain, a lot of sun, a lot of wind. So welcome, welcome. I always wish, you know, I always have glasses to read, you know. So yeah. Alrighty. Some funny stories with koalas. So we're gonna watch a few. If it works, you can see Australian commercials, and then we start.
Well, Christmas has come early for one family at Coromandel Valley, finding a koala had wandered into their home and nestled into their Christmas tree. The encounter so bizarre, rescuers initially thought the story was a hoax.
Only in Australia could a koala become a Christmas decoration.
It's something you don't see every day. What are you doing in our tree?
Absolute shock. At first I thought the kids had put like a soft toy in the tree. I thought that can't be real, but it moved, and yeah, gorgeous little thing.
The McCormick family finding the marsupial adorning their tree after wandering in, not through the chimney, but an open door.
I'm just glad it wasn't a snake. I can do with koalas, not snakes.
Burrowed amongst the baubles and refusing to budge, the rescue team was called in, except there was one problem.
They did not believe me at all. They thought I was joking and made me actually send through a couple of photos and a video to prove that there actually was a koala inside in my tree.
Well, it felt like a hoax to me.
We've rescued a lot of koalas from trees, but not a Christmas tree.
They eventually arrived on scene, but the koala was proving to be more naughty than nice.
We were surrounded by Christmas lights. Several of the strings of lights had sort of lodged themselves around the back of the koala, so we had little untangling to do before we got the koala down.
It was eventually freed and, in the spirit of the season, left the rescue team with a present.
Because I was untangling and he was lifting her, and then she bit him as he picked her up, even with thick gloves on.
While the koala was certainly a welcome addition to the Christmas tree, the McCormick family did agree it was much more suited to a tree of the gum variety, releasing it here in their front garden.
Here we go.
Should be out like a flash.
The festive fun finally at an end.
Found a nice tree for it next to our neighbours as well, and just ran straight up, and yeah, happily ever after.
Look how she goes.
Will Crouch, 9 News.
That's it. Just showing a few stories here. And it's a nice channel, so we'll try and keep it light and nice. So just remove comments and show good videos. Some people got nothing better to do, but it's very hard to see today. YouTube is not showing a picture of wanting to work. Kia, haha. I don't know. Is it? Maybe it is. Do you need to go to Centrelink, do you, mate? It's not an Australian holiday, so I suppose it is. Oh, okay. 11 o'clock, smoko, eh? I don't know if you can see the screen, but it's going to show some koala stories.
Posing behind the wheel of her
Okay.
rescuer's car,
Oh, I was ready to
We're in
take
Melbourne,
off. Someone,
yeah.
come on, mummy. Where are we going? I'm driving.
oblivious to the mayhem.
Sorry, smoker's been a while, eh? I haven't had smoko in years. Whereabouts in Queensland? Because g'day. I've got a few stories from koalas. Some people wanted to know about koalas, and I thought, well, let's have a koala day. You guys are bloody hot there. 47 is bullshit, eh? Melbourne is raining. It's been raining all night. Steady. All right, let's do this. It's good.
Caused when a driver slammed on their brakes to avoid hitting the curious critter just before 7 this morning. Nadia Tugwell was stuck in the traffic jam that followed when she spotted the culprit.
There's a little cute koala running up towards me, like 2 cars in front. So I picked up the koala, opened the boot, put her in the boot. I said, just stay there, be a good girl.
The drive down the freeway to meet koala rescuers was eventful.
And then I heard a lot of scratching and carry on and jumped on the back seat. And then from the back seat, putting his nose here. And I said, nah, that's too close for comfort.
Luckily, no one was seriously injured in the chain reaction smash, but it did cause lengthy delays for morning commuters. After receiving a clean bill of health, the very lucky koala was released onto a property at Eagle on the Hill.
Had the most innocent, cute face.
Proof that looks can be deceiving. Mark Mooney, 7 News.
I don't know. I know it's glitching today, but I don't know. If the YouTube freezes sometimes, you know what I mean? Let's do the funny stories. Oh, g'day, Thomas. He's weird. He's glitching. Can you see anything? Or hear? I don't know what's going on today.
Well, a 12-year-old girl has taken on a 2-metre-long python and lived to tell the tale. That's right, she did not give up. This is the moment Rosie Whiteman discovered a snake trying to attack her pet guinea pig, Maxivon. Incredibly, she then picked up the python by its tail, you guys, swinging it around before her dad saved the guinea pig from the snake's jaws. Wowee.
I can't believe this. Look at that.
Oh.
What a hero family, the whole lot of them. Everyone, including Maxibon, is safe. And Rosie joins us along with her parents, Grace and Luke, at their home on the sunny coast. Good morning, hero family.
It's amazing.
Good morning. Hi.
Rosie, you get our Australian Legend of the Day award. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, Rosie.
What happened, love?
So Dad was doing the chore list. I walked out because I was like, oh, it's going to get dark. I better get the guinea pigs. And Maxibon sort of runs a different way when I tried to grab him from the little bush. He runs a different direction, which is to the right, near a snake. But no, none of us, not even the guinea pigs, knew that there was a snake there. So then he starts screaming randomly, and his head was actually underneath a spade, covering the snake around his neck. So then when I lift the spade up, I see this, he's trying to run away. I see the snake just wrapping around his neck so tight. And, oh my gosh, you okay, the pig? No. And he just tries to fight it off. So then I was like, oh, I have to help him. So I was like, grab the snake. So then it doesn't wrap around his neck. So I grab the snake and I swing it around, swinging, and then I'm so glad that snake didn't drop when he was mid-air though. Otherwise, that would have not have been good.
No.
Are you scared or what? Like, come on. This is a big snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not scared. I'm not fazed.
No, you are fearless.
I'm just
Rosie.
glad that he's... I'm just glad that he's okay. Yeah.
Oh, my God, I've never seen so much courage in a kid. Luke, you came to the rescue as well.
Yes.
You would have been aware of your mortality more than Rosie. How did you feel about grabbing it?
I was. Well, I'll be honest, I only grabbed it because it was in Rosie's hands. Like, there's no way I was like, well, if a 12-year-old, my daughter can hold it, it's like, I just had to jump in. It was just instinct and try to get rid of the danger. Yeah, so it was absolutely insane moment, but just so proud of our Rosie that she saved a little pig. Yeah, she absolutely loves these
She's
pets.
like a Hills hoist.
Was there any moment, Rosie, where you thought you could be in trouble there? I mean, the way you're swinging that thing, it's like it ain't no thing. It's crazy.
No, if it's anything to do with the guinea pigs and it's not inside and it's not dirty, then I can do it.
Oh, my
Look
God.
at her go. She's fierce.
You need to have a word to my oldest daughter.
Yeah, if it's in the pool. It was pretty full on though. It was really like...
It was full on.
It like went in snap and then I just went on my knees and I was like, hang on, I actually did that. Like,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Well, Mum,
Yeah,
you must be
I
very
just saw
proud.
her.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, terrified and proud at the same time. We were all just getting ready for school. It was Sunday afternoon, getting lunch boxes, uniforms, and Rosie's cleaning out her pen.
Yeah.
And then you hear this scream, like, I was like, someone's either dead or about to die.
Yeah.
And that's why little Rosie's voice is so coarse. She
It's so bad.
screamed and we all came running.
It was so bad.
And I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is not happening. And for about an hour after, we were like, no one's going to believe us. And we're like, hang on a second, we've got cameras. So we found the footage and, we couldn't
Grace,
believe we got it.
The other big thing to come out of what Rosie talked about in terms of this story is that Daddy was inside doing the chore list. What was Mummy doing?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I was having a shower. I had just been freshly cleaned for the week.
Yes,
After
doing
spending lunch with
important
the
mum
family. Yes. So I came out in my beautiful pajamas and I was like,
This is happening. And Rosie, your sisters, did you guys watch it as well?
Yeah, I saw it in the corner of my eye in the TV room. I was like, what is Rose doing right now? Because I thought it was a frizzy lizard, like one of the goannas, because there's lots. And I was like, oh, it's totally goanna because she loves them. And then I was like, hang on, that's a snake attached to a guinea pig. I was like, oh, Rose, just let go. Don't do anything. Don't kill yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
yeah,
telling you.
and I was brushing my teeth.
Yeah. Go on. Keep going.
The moment.
Yeah, no, so I was in the bathroom just brushing my teeth, and then I heard everyone just screaming, and there was doors slamming, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And I just kind of walked out, and then I just saw Rose swinging the thing, and I'm like, has she attached a rope to her guinea pig? I'm like, what's going on? And then she's like, snake. Yeah, it was crazy. So crazy.
I don't know.
As soon as
Yeah, look, I just want to say this. We're running out of time, but your family needs its own TV show.
You do. We need to get onto this.
And we're going to get you a TV show.
We're going to call Stan right up.
Eh? Well done, you guys.
Yeah,
Sorry, the delay's killing us.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, well done. Big wave
Legends,
and
the
big
lot
round
of
of applause
you.
for Rosie and the family.
What a family.
The best. What a show. I don't know how we top that one. Anyway, we'll try.
Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and
What's my name again?
Carl.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, though. Subscribe now for more news, special reports, and amazing Aussie stories.
Amazing Aussie stories. He's so funny, Carl. I don't know if you guys can see anything, but I keep playing. Nice story.
Fire up your flavour. Seasoned and smoky, or herbed and tangy, like our ready-to-barbecue beef flank with chimichurri drizzle.
Chimichurri.
In its tracks by tackling the culprit.
T, as his friends call him, was the last person these bumbling burglars would want to come across, and he joins us now. T, so great to have you on the show.
Thank you, how are you?
Hey.
Better for seeing you, bro.
Oh, look fantastic.
Hey.
Just take us through how this all unfolded, T.
To be honest, it was just like a normal day. Just driving here to the coast to drop off their magazines. And then I seen like the lady in the medical centre. She was waving up. So I was like, hello. And then
Hey, Freedom.
I didn't know what she was waving at, to be honest.
Yeah.
But then I jumped out the truck, and then she was like, there's two guys next door in the pharmacy robbing it. And I was like right now? And then she's like, yeah, right now. And so I was like, oh, I'll wait there then, and I'll go over and check it out. So I just walked over, stood in front of the door, and then I looked down and I seen them, and I was like, mate, what are you up to?
Yeah.
And then they just looked at me, turned around, looked at me, and then they started walking towards me. At that time, I didn't know whether they had knives or anything. So I sort of was just being cautious about it, to be honest. And then the closer they got,
Yeah.
I sort of took a step back, and then that's when the first fella just ran straight past me. I was like, but he got away. And then the second fella just looked at me. I was like, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah. And
So what did you do?
So I just tackled that fella down. That's when I grabbed the guy and I tackled him on the ground and just held him there. And then I was just literally, he was struggling at first, and I just said to him, I was like, mate, you're wasting your breath. You're just going to make yourself tired. And then after a little while, he sort of just gave up. And then I was like, I have a son, he's 15 years old, so my fatherly instinct kicked in, and I just started giving him life advice, I guess.
Did you say to him, Mr. T, did you say to him, oh, too many weights, not enough speed?
But I should have,
But you must have said, obviously, you had no concern for your own safety. I love this. And then you tackle him down. Did you not, in all seriousness, have any worries about being hurt at all? Because, you could have had anything.
Nah, to be honest, that wasn't even in my mind, to be honest. The lady asked for help, and I was just like, yeah, I got your back. Jump in there and just help out, pretty much.
Oh, legend.
Mr. T, I want to know what advice you gave him. Because I think it took about 10 minutes for the cops to get there.
Yeah, well, it was pretty much just like, I was like, because at first I asked him how old he was, and he told me 15. So I was like, mate, I got a 15-year-old son. Why are you hanging out with those drop kicks? They're no good for you. Like, you got your whole life ahead of you, but you're 15 years old. Come on, mate. And then he sort of offered me a bribe. He's like, bro, I'll give you $200 if you let me go. And I'm like, cuz. I pointed at my work truck there. I was like, bro, I got a job. I don't need your money.
Oh, man, you are.
And then, and then I'm just like, I was telling him, because he's like, just let me go. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail. And then I just sort of told him, I said, oh, I'm sorry, bro, but this is what happens when you're a naughty boy, eh? Now you deal with the consequences, cuz.
Yeah. Mate, I am transfixed by you. You are a proper legend. The New Zealand Prime Minister is also in Australia right now, and you're the kind of Kiwi that needs to be celebrated in a very, very large way. Do you want to come over my place for our hungy?
But I'll cook it for you, cuz. You've done properly.
You're a legend, my man. Mr. T, great to talk to you. Thank you so much for being with us.
No, thank you, guys. Cheers.
Oh, kia ora, bro. That is a wonderful story. What a legend. I just want to hang out with him. Have a few spates.
A life coaching business.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Life advice from T.
So funny. So they actually got him into the show. I'm from Australia here in Melbourne.
Price boost activated. Go on, be bold with it. Damn, what a punt. Oh, bigger odds mean bigger payouts. Only with Neds.
Chances are you're about to lose.
Yeah, but how funny.
I love this man who captured our attention and our hearts after catching an alleged thief. Mr. T, a truck driver from Queensland, went viral last week after tackling a teenager accused of stealing from a pharmacy.
So get this, our interview with Mr. T was viewed by more than 2 million people on Facebook.
Wow.
But it was more than just the legend's heroism that made him memorable. I think it's best just to show you rather than tell you.
I love it.
The second fella just looked at me. I was like, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah. And
so what did you do?
So I just tackled that fella down. That's when I grabbed the guy and I tackled him on the ground and just held him there. And then I was just literally, he was struggling at first, and I just said to him, I was like, mate, you're wasting your breath. You're just going to make yourself tired. So my fatherly instinct kicked in, and I just started giving him life advice, I guess.
You're the kind of Kiwi that needs to be celebrated in a very, very large way. Do you want to come over my place for our hungy?
But I'll cook it for you, cuz. You've done properly.
Well, I mean, true to word. And look, there has been a lot of tension between New Zealand and Australia, and we just want to get rid of all of that. After that chat, we just knew we had to meet Mr. T in person, or T, as he's commonly known, and we're very pleased to say he joins us now with his brother, Richard. Hey, round of applause. Brother? Brother-in-law. Yeah, that's what I thought, brother-in-law. Yeah. Welcome. How does it feel? You've become an international star. I saw you on the way into the studio here getting mobbed, getting your picture taken with all these people. I mean, your life has changed.
Yeah, bro, it's been pretty crazy, to be honest, eh? Didn't expect all of this stuff to happen, cuz. Man just walk in, do his part, and then next minute.
So, Rich, like, how do you fit into all of this?
So, I'm his brother-in-law, but
at
the moment I'm working as his bodyguard. He's getting mobbed too much, so I'm his bodyguard. Yeah,
I mean, he's a small man. He needs protection.
Well, I just saw him getting mobbed. I mean, this is not going to be an easy job for you.
Oh, that's all right. He's been teaching me his tackling technique, so...
Oh, yeah. Hey, I was going to ask you about this. You know, yesterday we saw in Queensland, there was a guy, we've got the vision here, I think, of the guy who was running away from the cops, and this guy did this huge coat hanger and see, this is all inspired by you.
Here it is.
Here it is. Here. There we go. He's just got taken out, that guy. And he had his pluggers on and everything. Bang! I mean, this is the sort of thing you've inspired, this kind of vigilante activity out there.
Yeah, I do. People were taking me in this and they're like, look what you done started. And I'm like, fuck.
That was far out.
That was far.
Yeah.
Lord Farquhar.
I was like, yeah, go on, Cuzzy. Everyone get in there. Go catch you a crim.
Yeah, yeah. What do you do with yourself normally?
Oh, bro, to be honest, I just wake up, go to work, come home, all done.
Yeah. And how long have you been living in Australia for?
For about 4 years.
4 years.
now,
And
bro.
where are you
Yeah.
from?
Hamilton. New
Hamilton,
Zealand.
the Waikato.
Yeah, the mighty Waikato.
The Waikato. And do you love it here?
Oh, mate, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
And would you like to be like a proper policeman, or you just the vigilante thing is just your go?
To be honest, I just like being me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Just get in there, do whatever.
Yeah.
Wait, Rich, you're not serious now. I mean, how proud are you of your brother-in-law?
Pretty proud of him. We didn't think much of it at first, but then when you think about it, it's something crazy that he's done. Like, not many people would do it, and just this type of person he is, you know.
It must be hard living with him, though, because your sides must hurt all the time. Don't you reckon?
Oh, look, I've ran straight at him once, and yeah, I wouldn't do it again.
But why do you think your story has resonated? Like, why do you think so many people have responded? Because the response has been nuts.
Yeah, like, to be honest, I didn't really read into much of it until, like, maybe, like, the Sunday. And then when I was reading what a lot of people were saying, I was just like, far out. Because people were just like...
I get nervous every time you say that. Yeah.
Because, like, people are like, just to see how proud they were to be, like, Kiwi or Polynesian, or, you know what I mean? And getting messages to say, see, there are some good from New Zealand here in Australia. So that really sort of,
That's the whole point. I mean, and Jacinda, I don't know, was here last week. We thought, well, why don't we just celebrate? We've had such a great relationship with Kiwis over the years. We wanted to celebrate you. I mean, you've got your best pluggers. Can you put your foot up there on the table for us, bro? I mean, this is a relaxed man right here.
Yeah, bro. I thought I was going to wear the red band.
And you've got your best shirt on too. Bad luck in the World Cup. It's only another 4 years away. And you're going to do a hungy for us today. We couldn't do a traditional hungy. We couldn't dig a hole in the car park, but we've got something over here. Let's wander over. How do you like...
they're going to have a feed now. I'll turn the camera for a second. Freedom, to answer your question. I'm retired. I'm retired from work a while back. And since 5 months ago, I had a female surgery reconstruction. I'm not feeling the best today, guys. Not good at all. After I did the walk yesterday, because, you know, freedom. Well, I'm going to be 56 in February. So, the pain woke me up this morning, and that's no good sign. I did walk a little bit, but I'm really unwell today. But I thought we'd hear some good stories. Freedom, Janet, Thomas. We have a magnificent channel here. Just full of good humans, you know. Just wonderful people. I tend to bugger off the rest. I'm from Uruguay in South America, Freedom. Came here in 1989. Spanish. Espanol. I love it when people say you have an accent, because some people said, oh, you don't even have an accent. I said, of course I have an accent. And you know, when you're tired, guys, and you speak a second language, it's pretty difficult, you know, to speak. Even though I've been here 37 years, 36 years, I'm in bed. I did walk around a little bit because it's raining today. Yesterday we had a lot of heat, but it got to 47 Celsius in some places. Oh, good to have you here. Got many Indigenous friends. Actually, I spent a lot of time in Coober Pedy. I went to Adelaide and then I took a bus to Coober Pedy, and yeah, I saw an Aboriginal car. they said protected land, something. I thought, oh, gee, we don't have that in Melbourne. So I wanted to take a picture of the car, and yeah. And then this beautiful girl, Darlene, goes, you want to meet the owner of the car? It's my brother. And William came out. You probably know them if you're Indigenous from Australia. I got friends in Port Augusta, in Yapala. I bet Freedom is going to be surprised to hear this. Yeah, that's right. Oh, from WA, all right. Well, they're from Coober Pedy, so I was just walking around, and they actually invited me to the farm. They've got 22,000 acres up there. Protected land and protected dingo. So they had National Geographic doing like a documentary about dingoes in the wild, and they had cameras, and they had come to pick up the cameras when I was there. I don't know if you've been up there. All right, Canadian. Wow. Well, they're Indigenous Australians, so they had cattle, they had wild horses. Oh, there's a lot of wild donkeys up there. I spent 2 months up there. So, okay. So, it's the Lennons. William Lennon, if you know the Lennons. And then my friends in Port Augusta, Regina, Juanella, she's an Aboriginal artist. She paints. Okay. Yeah, it's quite a different oh, it's so good to meet you, Freedom. Never been to WA. Port Gata, yeah. I actually went there at night, and their surname is Mackenzie. Regina, Vivian. There's quite a lot of been friends for years and years. And then my good friend Linda, she's from, her mom is from Tasmania. And she's actually Victoria at the moment. She lives in the coast. It's quite dark here, isn't it? It's dark and raining in Victoria. Oh, how cool. And Janet, I was thinking about you because I'm doing koala stories today. Well, some are pretty, but some are obviously disturbing. I love koalas. Oh, from Albany. My youngest son is actually working somewhere in, I think it's towards Karratha, but more towards Fremantle, I think. He's on the water. They're just inspecting, I don't know what. Oh yeah, Canada will be amazing. I follow a YouTuber, you want to check him out. His name is Rob Maritma. And yeah. Yeah, they're losing their habitat, and you know, it's funny, you know. I mean, as much as we need to protect, and today with the weather and the heat in Queensland and South Australia, many years ago we had many fires, and as always, we lose habitat. Koalas are endangered now, and yeah, trying to create habitat and then someone just knocks it. You know, they go and log. And so we need to find a balance between houses and plant enough trees so they have, I mean, we've all come to this country, whoever came from wherever, and they need to look after it. Because Indigenous Australians always look after it. There's a book called Dark Emu. I recommend people to read it because it teaches how to, you know, Indigenous Australians used to fish and hunt and leave no trace and don't ever, you know, they never really harm the environment. So, but koalas can kick and scratch and bite and, you know, and same with kangaroos, you know. Fremont, I got a bit of a property with half an acre up in, you know, Neil. You probably know Neil. But it's up that way in the border with South Australia, near the Victoria Big Desert. I've got an off-grid property shared there. And it's cute, you know. But you see wallabies. Sometimes you see a big red kangaroo. But, you know, yes, I go to the butcher in Canova, Freedom. I go there also to they got the puppet show, you know, the girl that, there's a lady that does all the puppets and whatever the name of the shop is. Oh, okay. Well, I was in Canova and I was going to drive to Bordertown. They're not snuggly. I'll play this for you, Janet, because you missed it.
Get the support you need.
Sorry. Bloody commercials. Yeah, I wanted to go to Bordertown. They're not snuggly. No way. I wouldn't snuggle a koala. Hang on. All right.
Well, Christmas has come early for one family at Coromandel Valley, finding a koala had wandered into their home and nestled into their Christmas tree. The encounter so bizarre, rescuers initially thought the story was a hoax.
Only in Australia could a koala become a Christmas decoration.
Something you don't see every day. What are you doing in our tree?
Absolute shock. At first I thought the kids had put like a soft toy in the tree. I thought that can't be real, but it moved and yeah, gorgeous little thing.
The McCormick family finding the marsupial adorning their tree after wandering in, not through the chimney, but an open door.
I'm just glad it wasn't a snake. I can do with koalas, not snakes.
Burrowed amongst the baubles and refusing to budge, the rescue team was called in, except there was one problem.
They did not believe me at all. They thought I was joking and made me actually send through a couple of photos and a video to prove that there actually was a koala inside in my tree.
Well, it felt like a hoax to me.
We've rescued a lot of koalas from trees, but not a Christmas tree.
They eventually arrived on scene, but the koala was proving to be more naughty than nice.
We were surrounded by Christmas lights. Several of the strings of lights had sort of lodged themselves around the back of the koala, so we had little untangling to do before we got the koala down.
It was eventually freed and, in the spirit of the season, left the rescue team with a present.
Because I was untangling and he was lifting her and then she bit him as he picked her up, even with thick gloves on.
While the koala was certainly a welcome addition to the Christmas tree, the McCormick family did agree it was much more suited to a tree of the gum variety, releasing it here in their front garden.
There we go.
Should be out like a flash.
The festive fun finally at an end.
Found a nice tree for it next to our neighbours as well and just ran straight up and, yeah, happily ever after.
Look how she goes.
Will Crouch, 9 News.
Actually, there's a story here in Melbourne. This chick freaked out and called the cops. And, it's on my library somewhere. Yeah, she called it coppers. She thought someone was breaking into the house, you know. So funny. But yeah, I'll save some koalas for you to watch, you know. But 5 years ago, the fires were devastating. So this is the story in Melbourne.
A Yarra Ranger's mum.
Sorry.
She thought she was being burgled in the middle of the night. But, as Jack Ward explains, the sounds coming from her back door were no reason for concern.
This is the furry fugitive that had Emily in a tiz.
I was petrified. I could not move. I was just frozen in my bed.
The sound...
Sorry, you're... Oh, g'day, Darren. From Knox. You mean Wantirna South, Knox? G'day, mate. Good to see you, Darren. I'm close to Mount Waverley up here, Glen Waverley.
Footsteps sent the 39-year-old into a state of panic last night, convinced she was getting robbed.
I went to worst case scenario, yeah. I really thought that someone was trying to get in.
After a call to police just before midnight, officers were on her doorstep, armed and ready.
Just come in, we'll do the house and then we'll do the backyard. Is your dog friendly? They came through the house, they had their weapons ready and their torches.
And then there it was, a cuddly koala.
They shone their torch out through the glass sliding door and there's this giant koala sitting in my dog bed and they said, do you have a pet koala? And that's when it triggered and I thought, oh my goodness, like what? It's just such an overreaction.
The marsupial had been exploring the backyard, unaware of the chaos it was causing inside, police eventually coaxing it into nearby bushland.
I just kept apologising. I said, I'm so sorry. I feel like I've wasted your time.
Coco has been left a little rattled after last night's intruder, but she won't be pressing any charges. Instead, she's hoping the koala heads to the gum trees on its next adventure. Jack Ward, 9 News.
9 years. G'day, Darren. Not far, mate. Yeah, freedom. That's a thing, you know. Some of the 5 years ago with all the fires, but a few months ago, they're trying to talk about, I don't know, just planting trees, you know. There's a bloke that actually had like 90 acres or something, and he started planting trees. I've got one behind me. Looks like a bloody halo. Yeah. I mean, I think koalas are gorgeous, but you know, they belong up in the trees and you don't have to destroy something because you didn't like. There in northern Victoria where I normally am, oh man, so many kangaroos on the roads because again, they lost their habitats, you know. They're not cuddly. I mean, you get, you know, there's some horrible stories of Kangaroo Island. But yeah, some people like save koalas. Everybody tries to, you know. But you're driving and you see them standing on the side of the road, the kangaroos, and you think, oh, bugger you. So I got a little special thing at the front of my car. There's 2 whistles. They're $7. You buy them at Super Cheap Auto. And when you're driving, not even birds come near your car. So it's worth it for $7. You put that in your car, and when you're driving, the kangaroos tend to, you know, go another way. They don't come towards your car. Because, you know, even a truck, bloody hell. Yeah, well, up there where you are in Knox, some parts are pretty, you know, if you go towards the bottom of the mountain there, they'd be running around, no worries, you know. There's that's right. Especially when, you know, when you're driving. This reminded me because New South Wales is where they're all in danger.
How good?
They They got record temperatures up to 47 degrees Celsius, 40 or something. We're not even in summer, you know what I mean? It's crazy. Canada.
Now to a Today weather alert for Sydney, which could break temperature records today. A total fire ban is in place with destructive winds expected this afternoon. Live to Today Sydney reporter Jack Hahn in Penrith. Jack, just how hot will it get?
Freedom, yeah.
Yeah, good morning to you, Jane. Look, first and foremost, if you are waking up in Sydney at the moment yelling at the TV, hang on, it's cloud.
It's cloudy and bloody hot, mate. Oh, thanks for tuning in, by the way, guys. I always thank everyone that comes into the channel. I've been here for so many years on YouTube, and here we all are, you know, trying to share the load. There's a few subscribers, people like, people watch, people bitch about shit all the time. We keep it pretty simple. Plants, weather, few animals, some funny stories, some not so funny stories, you know, news and stuff. No drama. Oh, okay, Darren. Yeah, I suppose, I don't know, you know, I've been recovering from femur reconstruction surgery and it's a pain in the butt. So I'm not feeling the best. So sometimes I just go live, we talk and you distract yourself. I've been in bed for 5 months trying to walk around, you know. When I came, we had such heat yesterday. Yes. Because, you know, some of us here watch it, true crime, like Thomas and Janet, and, well, I like stories, you know. You watch stories that shake you or shape you, and you learn, you know. But here I thought, oh, let's do something different, you know. Some people dance, which I do too, but I can't dance at the moment, you know. So you see some of my shorts and my videos of walking around or dancing, cooking. I'm watching Forensic Files, Freedom. Remember the old show Forensic Files? Now, you know. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Darren. Yeah, mine is not cancerous, but bone cancer is very difficult to detect. So they took the tumor out, cut the femur. Actually, I did a short about it yesterday. I was feeling sick and I thought, you know what, I'm going to pull my x-rays. So if you go into my channel, you can see the x-ray, the screws, where they cut, and there's a picture that you can see like it's where they did the bone graft with cadaver bone. And might not get views, but somebody might come across it that think, shit, you know, there's someone that went through it, because it's rare, it's not something you see every day. But if it can help one person, because I know how lonely I felt when they told me I had yeah, that's right, when they told me I had a tumor inside the bone, the femur, I thought, what are you talking about? They said, oh, this would have been growing since you were a child. Inside the wounds. And I thought, well, that's bloody news to me, because I was always playing tennis and running and swimming and I never felt any pain. Anyway, back to koalas and the weather. I'll show you what I got. This is Darren, Freedom, Thomas, Janet. Look what I got. My daughter gave me the smallest violin. So when I start talking about drama, the violin is back. So instead of saying how difficult my life is with this bone all stuffed, so I'll play it. How cool is it? It actually has the little, I lost it somewhere there. It's like, tell me your dramas, tell me your stories. We all have them. So what do? We persevere. And if you're having a bad day, it's fine. You can have a bad day. We're all on this earth, right? Shit's gonna happen. Always. Some people cruise, right? They cruise and nothing ever happens to them, and then they pass away peacefully on their sleep. That's not always the case for everybody. So, yes, you know, some people can come here and talk about the worries. What's troubling you, that's fine. None of us are certified. My only certification is in children's services. And I'm also a dance instructor. So I should carry it in my bag, Freedom. You know, when if the cops stop me and they start saying something, I'm like, I got other things to worry about, mate. I drive very carefully, but they're all everywhere, aren't they? And I went for a walk yesterday. Melbourne is getting very, very dangerous. Guess what I was wearing? If you didn't watch my video. This is my choker. My daughter bought it for me because I like punk music and heavy metal, but I mean, I don't dress like that. But I thought, you know what? I knew I'd need it sometime. Come at me, bro. And then you give him a big hug. Since you can't carry anything with you. But anyway. I mean, if you put it in your wrist, or you can put it in your calf, you know, on your shoe. But I came out of hospital 5 months ago, and they told me that I was going to feel so much better after the operation. That's right. And I don't feel any better after the operation. Anyway, wait. Not allowed to talk crap. All right. They say storm, and I thought...
Tender Australian beef flank with chimichurri dressing.
Oh my God, chimichurri. Yum. Anyway, oh, I love The Good Guys. I love their specials, but I can't afford it, but it's all right, because I'm a pensioner. I feel like crap. The violin's going to run out of batteries. So funny, you know. Sometimes, you know, it's good to check in with mates, but sometimes you can't, you know, they're calling you or texting you and you're busy, or you just don't want to talk to people, you know. And it's all right too. Why not? I'll show you some more koalas. I love the Truck Hero. So there's some good stories and some not very good stories about saving the koalas, you know. The Sydney National Park, they're actually creating good habitat for koalas, but the story on Kangaroo Island is not for the faint-hearted. It's horrible. And Black Summer bushfires, I'll show you this. Before I show you, yeah, that's right. Well, I'm gonna be 56 in next February. I'm a retired firefighter with the Boronia Fire Brigade. Darren know where it is, the Boronia Fire Brigade. I was there 3 or 4 years. Unfortunately, I was there for the Black Fires, Black Saturday. So I was up in Whittlesea in the mountain. Because I had, you know, I was a single mum with 3 children and I was working 2-3 jobs sometimes, but I still got help from the government for the school and stuff. And people say, oh, you're on Centrelink. I'm like, yeah, no, mate, I'm working. Freedom was asking if I work. And I did many, many jobs. I was working for Optus, head office, for a while. And you work hard, you know. I also worked for Alzheimer's Australia. Did my set 4 in disabilities. About to finish it, but yeah, it's a very good, rewarding job being a firefighter. But Black Saturday was, a lot of firefighters retired. I was up in the mountain 4 days helping. So I'll play this for you and shut up for a minute, eh? That's right.
Here on the Monero, a bear hunt is underway.
Are you a bit ready? Come.
Under the supervision of Roman Cristescu, it is the dog who is named Bear, and the subject of his sniff is a species under threat.
So here is Bear. He's a koala detection dog, and he's also indicating on very fresh koala scats. And basically, he's part of detection dog for conservation. We've got 4 or 5 dogs and constant.
Dogs are great in this story. Thank you for subscribing and liking, guys. And I saw a few people. Thank you, sweetheart.
We train to help us in our endeavor to do koala research. We also look for koala that need care. So we do a bit of wildlife rescue with him, especially when a koala is sick or has been hit by a car. They help us basically because koala are super hard to find. So they are the nose and that guide us to koalas.
For this French-born vet, who has a master's in genetics and a PhD in ecology, the koala has a unique appeal.
I think koala are really special, and anyone who studies them kind of fall in love with them. They just have a lot of quirks, but obviously they're very cute, so that's what I think attracts a lot of people. They actually have the same proportion as a baby human, so we drawn to them as we drawn to our babies. But then they've got fingerprint. They're one of the rare animals you can fingerprint them if they do something wrong, like humans. So they have lots of little funny quirks, and you keep finding more of them, and they're very, obviously, lovable. Let's go find. Go find.
After years of training, the 10-year-old Cooley has learned to detect the odour of koalas and sniff out their droppings.
And so we're going to look for some fresh poo now.
How do you feel when you find fresh scat or a fresh koala? Which is better, a koala or the scat?
Well, do I dare admitting that I'm actually more excited now to find the fresh scats, because we can collect that, bring it back to the lab and understand a lot of things about health. I even wrote a book about poo, so I'm really fascinated by, how amazing.
Hey, Janet, they're very cute, but they're also very dangerous.
Is it that we can understand so much about an animal without having to catch and stress it. And so I'm really excited to find the scats because I know now I'm going to be able to tell the genetics and where the chlamydia is present, what the koala has eaten, all those things just from finding their poo. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about poo.
Go fine. Which makes a visit here at the Two Thumbs Wildlife Sanctuary a great.
And sleep well, sweetheart. Watch my video of the rain. That'll make you sleep. I watch it sometimes. I have it on my phone.
Plenty of scat, so it can be taken in test tubes back to the University of the Sunshine Coast, where researchers will use the DNA to better understand these mammals. It's a far cry from their last visit.
Last time we came, there was almost no leaves. Everything was burned. It was grey. And we were actually really hot because there was no shade any longer.
And don't stay along and away for too long because we miss you, Thomas.
And all the koala that we found were emaciated. Some of them had burned and they were in very poor body condition and they were basically on the edge. So the difference is amazing.
When those bushfires happened, the sanctuary was completely destroyed, and we deployed koala detection dog Bear to come and search for koalas. And this place was like a crematorium. It was just black and completely eerily silent. There was no sound whatsoever.
During the summer of 2019-20, Australia burned for months on end. 33 lives were lost, more than 24 million hectares burned, and large parts of the country were blanketed in smoke. At Peakview, near Cooma, the Two Thumbs Wildlife Sanctuary was burnt out.
What has happened?
This sanctuary is made up of 3 neighbouring properties purchased by James Fitzgerald and entered into a trust. During the fire, James's home was also lost.
Well, Black Summer was a very traumatic time for many people that live in the rural areas.
He says the Good Fire, as it came to be known, burnt through about 60,000 hectares, tragically claiming the lives of 3 American firefighters.
The loss of Captain Ian Macbeth and First Officer Paul Hudson and Flight Engineer Rick De Morgan Jr. is something that Australia can never repay. And while it happened 5 years ago for us, those families, it happens every day. Every day they wake up without their dad. Every day they wake up without their life partner, and their sons. Their parents lost their sons, and I've been fortunate enough to meet them and talk to them a few times, and they're really, really lovely people. So it's a terrible tragedy what happened.
Recovering from the Black Summer fires hasn't been easy.
I was not in great shape for the first 2 years. And I had to say to myself every day, particularly for the first 2 years, just keep going. We need some good to come out of this tragedy. And rescuing those animals and saving their life was some good.
2 weeks after the fire swept through Two Thumbs, Raman and Bear arrived.
James at the time said, oh look, even if one koala survived, that would be, a very good sign of hope for me and for the sanctuary. And so we went on a mission to find one survivor, and we actually found in the sanctuary 8, and that we rescued and brought to the vet, and in the general area 15. And so that was really good because even though it was really intense burn, we could prove that koala were surviving, and so that was a good news.
The ones that we rescued sort of had a body score of 1. They were basically sort of skeletons. So it was quite critical to get them into care and get food into them. I remember one koala we rescued, and it was in this tree, and every branch was charcoal. Like the whole tree was just charcoal, and this koala was up there.
Not all the koalas found survived. James estimates there are up to 1,000 koalas that needed human help in the Good Fire alone. A study funded by the World Wildlife Fund, involving 10 scientists from several universities, made staggering findings.
Just a warning, because they do show dead koalas, so just a warning.
You can't even conceptualise how many animals that would be. And that wasn't all the animals. It didn't include any of the invertebrates and those types of animals, and obviously it didn't include native plants either. So the scale of devastation was certainly off the charts and like nothing we'd seen before.
WWF spokesman Darren Grover says over the past 5 years, the recovery's been mixed.
Sadly, there's a group of animals that have responded really well, and that is the ferals. Feral cats, foxes, pigs, deer. There's a whole suite of species that have been able to get into areas where they weren't previously able to get into because there was dense forest habitats. That was opened up by the fires, and now those types of species have been able to penetrate into those areas.
Nature, he says, won't be rushed.
So the forests will be very different to what they were before the fires, and that means the wildlife will be different, and it will take a long time to get back to what those forests were once like.
And because of the drought preceding the Black Summer fires, where the forest burnt with too much intensity, too much heat, it kills the trees. So we've got very large areas here where every tree basically is dead. There's the odd one that's alive. To make you well.
At Two Thumbs, James continues to work with the International Fund for Animal Welfare to help a number of species recover.
So one of the things that I4 have been helping me with is installing hollows. And what we did first was we went out at night with a thermal camera to kind of see what species are out there. And luckily the first one we saw was the endangered greater glider. We saw feather-tailed gliders, Kreft's glider, squirrel gliders. We've set up camera traps and seen dunarts and eastern pygmy possums and antechinus and many other species.
Including, as James shows us, platypus. This one found taking a midday bath in the fast-flowing Bredbow River. 5 years on from the bushfires, and it's clear that the land is bouncing back. So too the species that rely on it. A sure sign that recovery is well underway.
Every year we've come back, everything's changed, the landscape has changed, there's more greenery, there's more sound of nature, and with that you see that change in James as well. It's almost like he's recovering as the landscape recovers.
And like if you look, I think when you look after the koala, the things that are good for a koala are also good for people.
In 2022, the koala was listed as endangered across the ACT, Queensland and New South Wales. While recovery at Two Thumbs is very much a work in progress, James hopes a commitment to preserve habitat, helping wildlife, will spread across the country.
Because not only saving our wildlife, but there's all sorts of research that's showing that walking in the forest reduces anxiety, depression and all sorts of things in humans. And then, you know, you've got a place where your family or your work colleagues go and have a nice weekend in camp and go for that walk and reduce your stress, you know, like we've got to get off those machines. So I think, you know, saving the koala is saving people if we do it the right way.
Good, isn't it? Because it's like you said, when you go and replenish the trees, you save the koala. This is a shocking story now.
Everyone's just turned out perfect.
There's some good ones, and there's always a way of better, you know, better yourself, better the environment. Awareness is very important. So if we don't tell these stories, how do we know, you know?
On the nature wonderland that is Kangaroo Island, they are clearing kilometres of unwanted blue gums. But among those trees, often high in the canopy, thousands of koalas. And tonight, outrage at what is happening to some. 7 News has obtained disturbing video showing them scrambling for their lives, being brought down with the trees. Wildlife campaigners in despair.
It blows my mind that it's being allowed to happen.
They believe hundreds are dying this way. These pictures, just the tip of the iceberg.
It would be terrifying. I think it would probably equate to being in an earthquake consistently every day of your life, dying very slow death of injuries because no one is coming to help them.
4 years ago, the Black Summer bushfires devastated Kangaroo Island and its koalas, 80% wiped out.
A little koala rescue. There's a mother with a baby.
Just trying to collect as many live ones as we can.
Hollywood stars raised millions to save them.
Any way I can help, I'm there.
18,000 hectares of timber plantations were also made useless and have to be cleared.
I think you're looking at the wrong picture.
The logging company refuses to comment on camera but insists they're providing the highest possible level of protection to the local animal population. The mayor agrees.
So I think they've gone over and above what's required. They're very cognizant of animal welfare.
Whistleblowers tell 7 News up to 15 a week were being injured last year. Most had to be put down.
After I stopped crying, I was just frustrated and angry. I probably haven't slept very well for the last couple of years.
The mayor says the issue is being blown out of proportion. What do you say in response to those claims?
Look, I actually don't believe them.
So we showed him the videos.
I mean, you're a human being, you're a farmer, as you said before. That is distressing.
Yes, it is, but it's also distressing if I'm driving up this road on my way home at night and clobber a 5-foot root. They're getting persecuted because someone's got some video of one coming out of a tree. Clearly, every now and then one will probably go down.
Loggers say they use spotters, thermal imaging, always leaving trees containing koalas plus another 8 around it.
The loggers would argue that this is a case in point. Take a look up there, behind those leaves. 2 koalas spotted and saved, left to find their own natural habitat. The trouble is, there's not much of that left around here anymore.
The blue gum plantations have become a favourite habitat for the koala colonies since they were planted on the island 30 years ago, a timber industry start-up that's since been declared unviable. So, for 18 months, they've been cutting them down.
There are 20,000 hectares of these blue gums to clear. One employee told me they've barely made a dent. It will take years. No one is fighting to save these trees, but the reality is they've become home to the island's koala population.
But critics point out the koala is an introduced species to Kangaroo Island. While endangered in eastern states, they are predicted to rapidly overpopulate here, destroying native trees, threatening the environment. But the koala campaigners say this is not the way to deal with them.
You're just kind of creating a perfect storm for an ecological disaster.
The company's promised a thorough investigation if evidence is provided. Tonight, 7 News has sent them the videos. Campaigners want the logging paused until a solution is found.
Surely someone can come up with some sort of strategy.
Well, I say that's nonsense. Everyone likes koalas, let's face it. But the fact of the matter is there's too many. And there isn't another solution.
I don't think putting your head in the sand or pretending it isn't happening is the right thing to do. You can't just kill animals because they're inconvenient.
Fearing a national icon is becoming collateral damage in the race to clear land. Chris Reason.
I mean, really, you know what I mean? There's too many of him. I mean, don't want to say. But yeah, there's a lot of people doing the right thing. And absolutely gorgeous people. Absolutely, you know. This bloke is a hero. Just putting yourself out there, you know what I mean? Just to, oh, look at that. Da 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 da. Hang on. I don't know why. But yeah, some people do
First,
great
a
work.
breather from politics
I
and a young
know.
man who won our hearts during the devastating January bushfires. Kailas Wild went on a 7-week rescue mission and saved the lives of 100 koalas at Kangaroo Island. Tonight, his crusade to save them from extinction.
I think, you know, the amount of effort we go to rescue and rehabilitate koalas after the fact, it's too late.
A giant question mark looms over the future of our furry friends. At the end of last century, the koala population was at 8 million. Now, there's less than 100,000.
On the mainland of Australia, particularly New South Wales, they're threatened with extinction, before 2050 at the current rate.
This year's bushfires wiped out 3 billion Australian animals, the single worst event on our records.
We know we lost almost 8,000 koalas in just a few weeks.
South Australia, a front labelled Unstoppable has killed 2 people on Kangaroo Island.
On Kangaroo Island, hundreds of koalas were left stranded in burnt trees, no leaves for food, and needing urgent care. Arborist Kylas Wild drove 20 hours from New South Wales to answer the call.
Well done.
I kind of went anticipating I'd be there for a week or 2 and kind of maybe help get a couple of koalas, and so I ended up being there for about 7 weeks and crowdfunding a bunch of money and being able to pay for someone to come over from New Zealand to help me, and helped to rescue over 100 koalas that had been affected by the fires. So yeah, it's pretty unreal.
A number of photographers heard of Kylas's plight and came along to document his extraordinary rescue attempts on the fire-ravaged land. The end result, a book that Kylas hopes will highlight just how close we're coming to losing one of our nation's icons.
The last koala actually was just so stressful and so difficult. This koala had actually climbed out onto the end of a branch and ended up probably 25 metres up in the air holding on just by one arm to leaves, and it was probably like 40k winds that kind of picked up mid-rescue. But yeah, we managed to get it back in and down. But yeah, it's all, it's all crazy.
Marathon days were spent grappling with the devastation, and eventually it took a toll on Kylas's mental health.
I think I learnt the importance of just kind of being able to express your emotion to a degree, and I guess learning your limits as well, learning the importance of having support.
This was the first time Kylas had used his skills in this way, but it felt like his calling. For years, he's been at home swinging from the treetops.
Now, you were actually scared of heights before all this, is that right?
Yeah, actually, since forever basically, and until I decided I wanted to start climbing, and I just had this real love of climbing, even though I was terrified of it, I guess.
How do you overcome that?
Like literally, you're pushing through fear, like every time you kind of push yourself higher and higher.
Do you get scared now when you climb up?
Sometimes, yeah, for sure.
His fascination with koalas began 10 years ago, studying native animal rehabilitation at university, and every Sunday driving 3 hours to Biwa for placement at the Australia Zoo Wildlife Hospital.
I mean, they're bloody cute. But besides that, I think having this, being a tree climber, they climb trees, I kind of respect that.
You feel an affinity towards
this
them.
affinity, right? Yeah, like they just made for tree climbing. I appreciate that.
He now volunteers at Port Macquarie's Koala Hospital, where they rescue, rehabilitate and release wild, injured and sick koalas.
Our goal when we rescue is to get them back to where they came from, exactly the same spot if possible.
Sue Ashton is the president of Koala Conservation Australia.
Being at the Koala Hospital is very regenerative. So you come here, you look at these beautiful furry animals, you might feed them or give them some treatment. You just go into a yard with a koala and you leave totally reinvigorated and energised.
There's Rose, who loves the spotlight. She was more interested in what we were up to. And Baz, who lost his claws and was never meant to be able to climb again. But try telling him that.
With the expanding of residential properties and the resuming of their land, they are really, really struggling. And koalas live in populations, and those populations tend to stay in the one position for most of their lives.
As well as the preservation of their natural habitats, Sue says simple actions like slowing down while driving through a wildlife zone and locking your dog up at night will help keep these cuddly creatures safe.
What do you reckon, Kai, is the biggest threat to our koala population?
So, I mean, it's definitely the loss of habitat, but now we're also seeing it's climate change. You know, even habitat that we've managed to protect, now we're seeing that's not safe from like these unprecedented bushfires. Just got to address climate change really seriously.
Look, Janet.
Isn't he fantastic? And Kailas's book, The 99th Koala, is out now.
Cool, eh? Cute. There's actually a girl. She's doing a lot of rescuing. Yeah, some nice stories. Oh, you see it now. I'll put the volume down, but yeah, this guy helped.
Swift roadside rescue to the safety of a nearby gum. Go on, go on. Not before a quick scold. That's what you're telling Grandpa.
I was telling him not to scratch because I'm trying to help him. And the little mongrel just kept scratching, but he was only protecting himself.
It was in the middle of busy Beenleigh Bow Desert Road where this unlikely friendship formed.
The traffic all of a sudden stopped, and I thought, what's going on here?
Within moments, 82-year-old Terry spotted the confused koala. Now he's being hailed a hero.
Well, I didn't know all of that.
A new bond with battle scars to prove.
They're only scratches, and if you get hold of the bear quick enough and hold him the right way, they realise, especially when you start moving off the road, that they're getting out of danger.
Twice already today, Terry's visited Ted the bear.
I had to look up and I couldn't see him. All of a sudden he moved. I spotted him.
He knew you were back.
Yeah, he knew I was back.
Terry's wildlife encounters haven't just been with koalas, but also possums, pythons, even wedge-tail eagles. But for now, he's right at home with his dog Buddy. A man's true best friend, now joined by another.
Get into it, Teddy. Good on you, mate. I'm just an ordinary person that does what he thinks should be done.
Samantha Cheney, 7 News.
Cute, Janet. So cute. Isn't it? He did the right thing. The thing is, you should never really approach an animal that is in the wild because it's very dangerous. Very dangerous. Do you remember Molly, yeah? Molly and Peggy. The magpie and the doggy. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I got a nice little clip of it. So cute.
Friendship that captured the hearts of the nation. This is a lovely story. Yes. But when Molly the magpie was taken away from his Gold Coast family and best friend Peggy, it made international news.
Now, almost 50 days later, Molly has finally been reunited with his family, and Juliet Wells and Reese Mortensen join us live now, along with Molly and Peggy on the Gold Coast.
Yay!
Good to see you guys. Jeez, it's been a long time coming.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for having us on the show.
Look, I'm sure you're sick of talking about it, but we aren't. What was the moment like when you were reunited?
Oh, look, it was very, very emotional. We weren't able to film at the department or anything like that, but as soon as we walked in, Molly just started crying, making these noises like, "Oh, you're here, guys. Where have you been?" Yeah, it was quite emotional.
It's been such a ride for you, hasn't it? I mean, 50 days later, finally some good news. But what's even better is you've been granted special license to keep Molly at home. So he's never going to be taken away again.
Yeah, we're very, very grateful for all of our supporters and for the department and the Premier for making this happen.
Hey.
Yeah, we're so overwhelmed.
Hey, Reese, you're a hard man of the Goldie. I know the type. I can see the little one in the background.
Oh, look!
Hey,
Molly.
Are you sure it's Molly or not?
No, yeah, it is. There's no doubt about that. Oh, they're saying hello to Australia. How was it for you, big fella?
Gorgeous. Not too bad at all. It's been an emotional roller coaster ride, but yeah, no, we've pulled through and we've got him back, which is good. So just have to adhere to all the conditions and then just move forward.
Is he keeping a watchful eye on Molly? Is this just what he does all day? He just prances around the house?
While he's at home, he does, yeah. But so we've just got to now just hopefully reintroduce him to the locals that are here.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is what he does. He runs the house. He does whatever he wants to do.
And
Well, just before the camera come on, he'll sit on my shoulder.
Oh, wow. What time does he start that infernal racket in the morning?
It's beautiful, the magpie.
Extremely early.
Oh, no.